if you will promise me this, I will go down below and bring you your golden ball up again.
That's a child, right?
He can be no companion to any human being.
Mm-hmm.
At least she's thinking, you know.
Okay. She's starting to think it's
Now I'm tired. Carry me into your little room and make your little silken bed ready, and we will both lie down and go to sleep.
Here's the problem. The queen had a problem.
Okay.
Now there were 13 fairies in the kingdom. But as the king and queen had only 12 golden dishes for them to eat out of, they were forced to leave one of the fairies without asking her.
Whoa.
You know, like how rich? Is this really rich, you know? King and queens.
She was uninvited.
Because they don't have enough plates.
Oh my God.
Can you not just borrow from your neighbor?
Yeah, or go to IKEA.
Exactly. Like, here comes the creepy part.
Okay.
So, he was overcome by her beauty. He tried to wake her up. But then he failed. So he unsuccessfully woke her up, and then, crying aloud, he beheld her charms and felt his blood course hotly through his veins. I don't know which vein, but he lifted her in his arms and carried her.
Necrophilia, raper.
Yeah. And that probably happened quite a lot of times because Thalia got... Welcome to the
Nosy
Noisy Neighbors podcast with Chang
and Nin,
where two immigrants in Germany talk about
expat stuff. Hi, Chang.
Hi, Nin.
Are you ready to read from... Wait, I forgot the name.
From who?
From Grimm Brothers.
Oh, yes. This is still in a part of our, how do you call that?
I don't know. Literature month.
Literature / Halloween special.
Literature. Oh, yeah.
Because literature is also somewhat Halloweenish, right? No, for people who doesn't really enjoy reading long.
Yeah, it's horror. Oh, yeah, because last time we read about
Dr. Heinrich Hoffman's
Struwwelpeter.
yeah, like his collection of stories.
But he's the one who wrote that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time we'll be reading from Grimm's Brothers' collection of fairy tales.
Yeah, like, yeah. This one, they're not the one who wrote this.
Yeah, they just collected it.
Like in the Philippines, we call it Kwentong Barbero.
Kwentong bayan.
Okay. So, it's different.
Yeah. Kwentong barbero, which means literally like the story of a barber, which
Yeah,
is just a
like, you know, random chismis. How do you call chismis?
rumor. Or
Like rumors or exaggerated.
yeah. But I think this one, there's already a story and then they just, why not collect it, no? And then put it in a book.
Because other people were also doing it back then.
Yeah.
No.
But like 100 years before them, I think.
Yeah, just to scare.
The little kids. Yeah. So, okay. The original, how many stories does it have?
Like 60 something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time, we will try our best to tell some
Some
violent. You said violent, right?
we chose, you know, the interesting ones.
Yeah.
Some might not be very familiar for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for us, there were like quite a few stories that were not familiar to us, no?
There were like 60 plus in the book,
Yeah.
but only few of them that was made into a film by Disney.
Yeah, that's true. There were just a couple of, and then some of them we've heard then from like other movies, you know, like from Shrek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like what's that? What's this fairy tale? Like, you know, and then there's this Puss in Boots and things like that. We never thought that existed.
So, okay, let's start. So, I'll start with the Frog King.
Okay.
Or
Iron Henry. Is it like the ones we've seen, like the Frog Prince?
kind of. I was like, while I was reading this, I didn't know that it is Frog Prince. And then I was like, so it is that. Like, you know, I was like scanning the stuff and
Yeah.
okay, all right.
So that's really okay.
Yeah, but there's no kissing here.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. Tell me more.
All right, so Should I read like as it is? Okay, I'll just be quick.
Yeah, if it's quick, then.
Okay, so I'll read it. In olden times, when wishing still helped one,
Yeah.
there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful. But the youngest was so beautiful that the sun itself, which has seen so much, was astonished whenever it shone in her face.
Oh, yeah.
How
Really?
pretty is this, huh? How pretty is this girl? Okay, so close by King's castle lay a great dark forest, and under an old lime tree in the forest was a well. And when the day was very warm, the king's child went out into the forest and sat down by the side of the cool fountain. And when she was bored, she took a golden ball. She threw it up on high and caught it, and this ball was her favorite plaything. Now, it so happened that on one occasion, the princess' golden ball did not fall into the little hand which she was holding up for it, but on the ground beyond and rolled straight into the water.
Oof.
The king's daughter followed it with her eyes, but it vanished. And the well was so deep that the bottom could not be seen. At this, she began to cry and cried louder and louder and could not be comforted. So she
Oh.
threw a tantrum.
Okay.
I think.
Because, girl,
Why would you play a ball near a well?
that's true. And, like, kids are not supposed to be near a well.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good
But
for you. And
well,
your ball.
she's just pretty, I guess. She
Okay.
doesn't have brain.
She's got the pretty card,
The face card.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. And as she thus lamented, someone said to her, "What ails you, king's daughter? You weep so that even a stone could show pity."
Oh, yes.
She used her charm.
Mm.
I hate this pretty bitch. Joke.
What's wrong? What have they done to you?
She looked round to the side from whence the voice came and saw a frog stretching forth its big, ugly head from the water. "Ah, old water splasher, is it you?" she said. "I am weeping for my golden ball, which has fallen into the well." "Be quiet and do not weep," answered the frog. "I can help you, but what will you give me if I bring your plaything up again?" "Whatever you will have, dear frog," she said. "My clothes, my pearls and jewels, and even the golden crown which I am wearing," the frog answered. "I do not care for your clothes, your
Yes.
pearls and jewels, nor for your golden crown. But if you will love me and let me be your companion and playfellow and sit by you at your little table and eat off your little golden plate and drink out of your little cup and sleep in your little bed, if you will promise me this, I will go down below and bring you your golden ball up again."
That's a child, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she, the frog is grooming the child.
That's true. Okay. Okay.
Oh my God, this sounds like, a pedophile groomer.
Oh, that's true. These days, they would be like, I have a candy. Would you follow me to my car?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
It sounds very kidnapper.
That's exactly. And then he's found like an opportunity to,
To fool the girl.
all right.
But you will see later who's the real bitch.
Oh, okay.
"Oh yes," said she, "I promise you all you wish, if you will but bring me my ball back again." But she thought, "How the silly frog does talk. All he does is to sit in the water with all other frogs and croak. He can be no companion to any human being." That's what she
Yeah.
said. At least she's thinking,
Okay. She's starting to think. It started to sink in lang.
Oh yeah. But the frog, when we had received this promise, put his head into the water and sank down, and in a short while came swimming up again with the ball in his mouth and threw it on the grass. So he did.
Okay. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. The king's daughter was delighted to see her pretty plaything once more and picked it up and ran away with it.
Okay, she left the frog.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
told you, she's a bitch.
Okay.
But it's fine, no? Like in the modern times, that's what the kid should do.
That's true. Stay away.
Stay away from strangers, right?
Stranger danger.
"Wait, wait," said the frog. "Take me with you. I can't run as you can." But what did it avail him to scream his croak after her as loudly as he could? She did not listen to it but ran home and soon forgot the poor frog who was forced to go back into his well again.
Okay. Okay. Poor frog.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
really?
next day, when she had seated herself at the table with the king and all the courtiers and was eating from her little golden plate, something came creeping, splish, splash,
Oh.
up the marble staircase. And when it had got to the top, it knocked at the door and cried, "Princess, young princess, open the door for me." It's so creepy, no?
Yeah. Oh my God, stalker alert.
Yeah! I know, right? She ran to see who was outside. But when she opened the door, there sat the frog in front of it. Then she slammed the door
To his face.
Yeah, in great haste. Sat down to dinner again and was quite frightened.
Who wouldn't? No?
Yeah, the king saw plainly that her heart was beating violently.
Oh, yes.
And said, "My child, what are you so afraid of?
Okay.
Is there a perchance a giant outside who wants to carry you away?" "Ah, no," replied she. "It is no giant but a disgusting frog."
Oh, well, that's good. Good for you. For for understanding the situation.
Yeah. She didn't think that, it's not nice to play beside the well, but at least she thought that,
Stranger danger.
Yeah. So what does the frog want with you? "Ah, dear father, yesterday, as I was in the forest sitting by the well playing, my golden ball fell into the water, and because I cried so, the frog brought it out again for me, and because he so insisted, I promised him he should be my companion, but I never thought he would be able to come out of his water, and now he is outside there, and he wants to come into me." In the meantime, it knocked a second time and cried, "Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me.
Jesus Christ.
Do you not know what you said to me yesterday by the cool waters of the well? Princess, young princess, open the door for me."
Oh,
So
God.
persistent.
Yeah.
Then said the king, "That which you have promised must you perform.
Mm.
Go and let him in." She went and opened the door, and the frog hopped in and followed her step by step to her chair.
Okay.
There he sat and cried, "Lift me up beside you." She delayed until at last the king commanded her to do it. So it's just the king who
Okay.
instructed. She did it reluctantly.
Yeah, and that's not nice though. I mean, also for her because she threw a tantrum and then just suddenly said yes.
Yeah,
So she.
there's no winner for today.
That's true.
Wait, where am I now? Oh yeah. Once the frog was on the chair, he wanted to be on the table. And when he was on the table, he said, "Now push your little golden plate nearer to me that we may eat together." Ew.
Igit.
She did this, but it was easy to see that she did not do it willingly.
For sure. Who would want to?
I can imagine her face.
Same.
The frog enjoyed what he ate, but almost every mouthful she took choked her.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She's really showing her disgust. Okay, at length he said, "I have eaten and I am now satisfied. Now I'm tired. Carry me into your little room and make your little silken bed ready, and we will both lie down and go to sleep." Ew!
Creepy.
Ew.
Creep alert.
The king's daughter began to cry. "I would too, girl."
That's true.
For she was afraid of the cold frog, which she did not like to touch, and which was now to sleep in her pretty clean little bed. But the king grew angry and said, "He who helped you when you were in trouble ought not afterwards to be despised by you."
Yeah. But hello, the king should have thought for another way. Like, you could sleep on a like
Ouch.
couch or how do you call that, visitor guest room or
yeah.
something.
Well, but that's what she promised to him.
Yeah, that's true. But at least make some like a different arrangement.
Yeah.
Meet
Like
halfway.
compromise.
Yeah. Because she's a child. After all.
Yeah, well, back then they married their kids to,
That's true. But that was for, business transaction, not with frogs too.
Well, that's true. Well, she has a business with this frog.
Exactly. She threw a tantrum.
Yeah.
Help her. So, she could have gone home.
So she took hold of the frog with 2 fingers, probably like this.
Yeah.
Carried him upstairs and put him in a corner. But when she was in bed, he crept to her and said, I am tired. I want to sleep as well as you. Lift me up or I will tell your father.
Oh!
Blackmailing!
That's true. Sumbongero.
Because he saw like the father's the one instructing, right?
Yeah.
And he used that.
To his advantage.
Yes. At this, she was terribly angry and took him up and threw him with all her might against the wall. And now it's animal abuse. Now, will you be quiet, odious frog? Said she. But when he fell down, he was no frog, but a king's son with kind and beautiful eyes.
Wait, he transformed after hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe bed, I don't know. Because when you throw, she threw him on the wall, right? And probably fell on the bed.
Okay. Oh, alright.
Yeah.
So, it was not, a true love's kiss that transformed him.
Yeah, there's no kissing here.
But the act of like physical abuse
yeah, physical abuse. True.
from the pain.
Yeah. Well, because technically, she fulfilled her promise.
To sleep on her bed.
Yeah.
So, the moment he touched the bed.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it is.
Okay, alright.
He, by her father's will, was now her dear companion and husband.
Like right away.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he, by her father's will, so the king, by the king's will, he became the companion, right?
Yeah. Like he transformed and right after became
Yeah.
the husband. Okay.
Then he told her how he had been bewitched by a wicked witch and how no one could have delivered him from the well but herself. And that tomorrow they would go together into his kingdom.
Oh, okay.
But she did not really want to do that. She was
Okay. So,
No, I meant like fulfilling the promise. She didn't want to do that, right?
yeah, like she was very angry. And then afterwards she fell in love when she saw him or what?
Let's see.
Okay.
This is where the part became confusing for me because the focus of the story shifted to somebody else. It's not about them anymore.
Okay, there's a third person
Yeah.
entering the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then they went to sleep. Okay, so apparently she agreed because he became like
Human
a human
again.
already. And next morning, when the sun awoke them, a carriage came driving up with 8 white horses, which had white ostrich feathers on their heads. Very fancy, no?
Yeah.
And were harnessed with golden chains. And behind stood the young king's servant, faithful Henry.
Okay. So that's where the Henry comes from, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's the third wheel.
The third wheel.
Faithful Henry had been so unhappy when his master was changed into a frog that he had caused 3 iron bands to be laid round his heart, lest it should burst with grief and sadness. That is so over-exaggerated, no?
How'd you do that?
Like so much sadness.
Yeah. You have to
You have to
operate
lock-
yourself.
You have to lock in your heart so it doesn't burst.
Okay.
I think it's overacting Henry.
So, probably Henry is, the love of the
Maybe he's
prince.
in love with the prince.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So the carriage was to conduct the young king into his kingdom. Faithful Henry helped them both in and placed himself behind again and was full of joy because of this deliverance. And when they had driven a part of the way, the king's son heard a cracking behind him as if something had broken. So he turned round and cried, Henry, the carriage is breaking. No, master, it is not the carriage. It is a band from my heart, which was put there in my great pain when you were a frog and imprisoned in the well.
Oh, where he could have taken, the prince from the well and something.
Yeah, he could have just did the promise. No? And once again, while they were on their way, something cracked, and each time the king's son thought the carriage was breaking, but it was only the bands which were wait, I'm reading it in German. Springing. Springing from the heart of faithful Henry because his master was set free and happy. See, I told you, like the focus shifted. I thought it's about the...
So it's just, that's where Henry comes from, not the frog prince or the frog king.
Yeah, that's why I was like confused because the title is The Frog King or Iron Henry.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe the version that we read is not the full translated part. Maybe it's really about Henry.
It could be. But, it's just weird. Like, so all of a sudden, like, Henry took the spotlight.
Yeah, like, girl.
It was no longer about this pretty girl with her golden ball.
Yeah.
Or the prince who, like, all of a sudden.
Who turned into a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it was, there's some missing part there. But yeah.
It could be. It's just so random.
Yeah. Actually, that's the word, was so random.
Like, all of a sudden, they got word like, yeah, he transformed back into human.
Yeah, okay. And then the servant came in. And then it became about him all of a sudden.
That's true. I was like, I locked my heart because, I don't want it to burst and things like that. And okay, then lock your heart. Because you're so faithful.
Yeah.
No. And if you're so faithful, Henry, why didn't you just, help your prince?
Or if maybe it's not qualified or eligible to do that.
Okay.
But why don't he live beside the well, no? So he can oversee. Yeah.
Like, he's doing well with his, frog friends and stuff. Or he could have helped lure girls into the well.
Yeah, I agree. So there's more chance.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my God, Henry,
you're not faithful enough.
Yeah. Agree.
You're just, waiting. And, well, that's it. And what's the moral of the story?
I don't know.
Be faithful. Do your honor.
Wait, I don't know. I did not Google that.
Don't be a creep.
Don't... Stranger danger.
Exactly. Don't just throw tantrums and then the first person to try to save you from your grief. Like just, I'll do anything for you. Oh, okay.
Or maybe haggle,
That's true. Like, okay, for what,
I don't know the moral story. It's not written.
So it's probably about faithfulness.
Yeah, because it's about Henry apparently.
Yeah, it ended with Henry and his, breaking bonds.
Mm-hmm. So,
breaking bands.
Iron actually.
Iron bands. He placed the iron bands.
So,
his heart won't burst.
Yeah,
but because
out of grief or something.
Yes. But then, like, he's so happy that
it also bursts.
So, make up your mind, Henry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's our Frog Prince.
Yeah. So this one, what you're about to read is...
This one's pretty long. So I think we'll just, discuss some parts. During our times in our childhood days, the version was quite different. Yeah. In German, this is called Dornröschen. In English, it's called Briar Rose. Or in other English forms, it's called The Sleeping Beauty.
And in modern times, it's Maleficent.
Yeah. True. Okay, on this episode, we will be clearing Maleficent's name.
Yes. But in the movie, they cleared her name also.
Oh, that's true.
But you will tell the real story.
I'll try to.
Okay.
Since we all know the story of the Sleeping Beauty / Briar Rose. So we know how it started, like the king and queen. Here, there was still a fish that the queen helped. And then the fish said, I will grant you your
Fish?
wish. Yeah, like there's a fish in distress. And then the queen was like, oh yeah, let me help you. And then, out of happiness.
Okay. For the lack of word.
Yes. The fish told the queen like, okay, let me grant you your wish. At some time soon, you get a baby girl.
So she wished for a baby girl?
Yeah, they wanted to have a kid.
But I remember in Maleficent, she's called Aurora.
The child, yeah.
But in real life,
But in original story,
Briar.
they don't have names. Except for this one, she's called Briar Rose.
the English version. Okay.
So there's the girl. Everyone was so happy that the king, threw a feast.
Okay.
And so here's the part. So the queen said, like, because they all wanted to invite everybody. Yes. So the queen said, I will have the fairies also, that they might be kind and good to our little daughter. So that's what she assumed. Now, here's the problem. The queen had a problem.
Okay.
Now there were 13 fairies in the kingdom. But as the king and queen had only 12 golden dishes for them to eat out of, they were forced to leave one of the fairies without asking her.
Whoa.
Like how rich is this really rich, king and queens?
She was uninvited.
Because they don't have enough plates.
Oh my God.
Can you not just borrow from your neighbor?
Yeah, or go to IKEA.
Exactly. Can you not ask your blacksmith to, make another plate?
Exactly.
That's just
like,
one
they
more
can just
plate.
order immediately because they're king and queen anyway.
Right?
Oh my God.
Or just paint it with yellow.
Like fake it. Like
Right.
And also, is it required that you serve them with gold plate?
That's true. They could explain, right?
Right. Yeah, no.
We don't want to leave you out, but
So that was Maleficent who was left behind.
probably.
Okay.
So 13, then, yeah.
Was she mad that she got uninvited?
Not yet.
If you're enjoying this episode, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
And we're also on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. So we can always be with you on the go.
Yes. And if you would like to support us, please buy us a coffee. The link is on the description down below.
True. Okay, so yeah, like in the stories, the event happened and there were only like 3 fairies, right? Okay, and 4th is Maleficent. But this one, they have 13.
Yes, like the Jesus' disciple.
That's true. That's true.
Wait, but he has only 12.
Yeah, and then there's the 13th guy who probably fell asleep somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
Okay, so the event happened and then right after the 11th fairy said her wishes because they said like beauty, grace, and
they was like
brains.
wishes.
Yeah, so the 11th fairy gave her wish. Then came the uninvited fairy. She was so angry, and then she wished for her death on her 15th birthday because of like
The needle.
yeah, that thing.
See, that's what happened when you don't order extra plate.
Exactly. Can you not just
It's the
explain?
parents' fault for real.
That's true. So try try not to leave out some.
But also, it's interesting that in the feast, they wish something for the girl, right? Is it like her birthday party or not?
This is like baptism or something. Like name day.
So it's like in Latin America, quinceañera, and in the Philippines, the debut.
Yeah.
And then people would wish. You get 18 roses, 18 candles.
That's true. but for this one, she's still a baby. This is like her baptism first.
Okay.
So-
But everybody has to wish.
Has to wish.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in the stories again, there's still one fairy left. So, but the thing is, she said the 12 of the friendly fairies, yeah, they're all friendly now, the invited ones, who had not yet given her gift, came forward.
Wait. After the 11th came the evil, the uninvited, right? So there should be one more.
Yeah, so this is the 12th fairy.
Yeah.
Here's her wish. The evil wish must be fulfilled.
Okay.
That's her wish, part of her wish. but that she could soften its mischief. Okay, so
Why not just
cancel
oppose?
it?
Yeah. Why not you're not friendly.
Not very friendly.
After the king and queen invited you.
Right, and let her eat on the golden plate.
Why you're so mean? Why not just cancel it?
That's true. They could have, uninvited.
Okay, but
But yeah, that's it. So, it would still, the spindle would still wound the princess and stuff. And so happened stuff. On her 15th birthday, the king and queen weren't there.
why?
I don't know. For some reason, it says here, they were away.
But they know that she will die on her 15th birthday.
That's true. And it's her birthday. And they were supposed to be there on your birthday.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that they wished for this child. They should, be
Celebrate every year.
there. Yeah.
And especially on the special day.
Yeah, that's
So-
they know that she will die,
And then that's it. So they weren't there. The princess was roaming around because nobody's there. She went to the tower, found the thread spinner or something. And then she said to the old lady spinning the thing, if she can try. And then right before she did, things happened. They all fell asleep.
All?
It was part of the wish that they all fell asleep
All right.
for 100 years.
Also, a pause. They have a pause then.
Everything's on pause.
Yeah.
The fire burnt out. Even the dogs and the animals were
Okay.
they all fell asleep.
But the parents who's not there, did they also fell asleep?
The moment they arrived to their kingdom, they fell asleep as well. So
I thought they fell asleep remotely.
yeah. They're probably buying extra plates.
Or they probably buying extra matrases.
Yeah. For the sleep bedtime.
Yeah, okay. So 100
there.
years.
So that's for 100 years. And everybody was trying to, the entire kingdom was covered with rose, thorny vines and stuff. And a lot of, word came out that, there's this pretty princess in this area, but it's covered with thorny stuff.
Only
So,
where she's sleeping or the whole kingdom?
the whole kingdom.
Okay.
So it's really covered,
So it's like a hidden kingdom.
exactly.
technically. But that's 100 years. So it should be forest already.
In a way, I don't know how plants grew in this in this area.
Okay.
But then they said there were a lot of people who tried to access this hidden kingdom,
Okay.
but they all failed. And then one time there's this prince who came in town, and then everyone, he was listening to rumors, and they were yeah, there's this princess in this hidden kingdom, she's so pretty and stuff. And then it got his interest, despite how his family would tell him don't go there, a lot tried and then failed, and we don't want that to happen to you. He can't be stopped. So he went there, but as luck would have it,
Yeah.
yes, now that very day, the 100 years were ended. So
So it's just he's just really lucky.
exactly. So he was really lucky. So
It's not because he's the destined prince.
no, he just arrived there
On time.
on time.
Okay.
And so when he arrived on the spot, it was just, pretty flowers and things like that. So it was very easy for him to go inside. And when he saw her, he saw everybody and then walked all over the place. He saw the princess. For him, she looked really pretty. That he can't stop himself from, giving her a kiss.
Okay.
And the moment he kissed her, she woke up. Because, that's the 100th day. She's supposed to wake up.
But it's not because of the kiss.
No. It's just, here it says so he stooped down and gave her a kiss because he cannot really stop himself.
resist.
He can't resist.
Okay. So without consent, he kissed her.
No, because she was still sleeping.
Ew.
But yeah, exactly. She did not brush her teeth for 100 years.
That's true. Ew, but because of her face card again.
Yeah, like regardless of
How bad breath you are.
yeah.
Well, maybe
She's pretty, you know.
maybe because back then, like it's a sign of masculinity.
That's true. Like, regardless of what she does, if she resists or not. So, yeah, she woke up right after and then they fell in love and happy ever after. It was just timing.
Timing. And also everybody.
Yeah, everybody woke up because it's like the end of the 100 years
Okay.
curse. And they never talked about the fairies again or any other.
Maybe they died because 100 years.
Oh, yes.
I don't
Fairies.
know. How long do they live?
They're too are they not powerful enough for that shit?
I think they are, but maybe they are already old when the feast happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they're not immortal.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah. So that's the Grimm's Brothers version.
Yeah. And then the original, the earlier version, the 1600.
Yeah, this one is what you told me earlier. Like, you've mentioned about the Sleeping Beauty and how wicked it is. Because you've mentioned about things like sexual harassment and, and that was not on the Grimm's version. Apparently, there's this Italian guy, he's actually the one who wrote this story, The Sun, Moon, and Thalia.
Yeah. But this is in 1632. This is like way, way, way earlier than Grimm Brothers version.
Yeah. So this is the original version of Briar Rose / Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Or, they took the idea from this story. Okay. So, the origin of the story is similar. There was already a child before, like unlike in the stories
Of Grimm Brothers.
This one is, there's the daughter already.
So they didn't wish for a
They
for
did
a
not
child.
wish for
There's
a child.
already a child.
There exists this baby
Named Thalia.
named Thalia.
Okay.
So
But they are not king and queen.
no, they're just like, from higher society.
Okay, like with wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So they're rich people.
Yeah.
So Thalia's a rich kid.
Okay.
So they, how people back then were, they asked for what would happen to her in the future. So they would ask for an astrologer to predict her future, like horoscope and things like that. And here comes like the plot twist, like what we all know. She would be endangered by a prick on the finger.
By a needle. She wasn't cursed, but
No, it
the
was
one who
just like
told that is the astrologers.
Exactly. Like
Okay.
they would just, they said
It's
like,
based on the stars. It's
Yeah.
written in the stars.
exactly. So no magic here.
It's just like her destiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one does not involve any form of magic, any form of fairies or curse.
I just remember, because horoscope is becoming a thing again.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're on the...
Yeah. Anyway,
that?
so continue.
But yeah, so, they predicted that Thalia will be endangered. They never said like, she'd die or things like that.
But they don't know what age
no,
will happen.
No, because here it says like she would just be endangered by a splinter or flax. It does not say like she would prick directly on a needle. So just a splinter.
Okay.
So,
Oh my God, she should be careful.
and that's what the dad did. He ordered like, everything that could cause splinter and shit should be burned. But one
There's
day,
no wood.
probably they hid it on a carpentry
Or they
house.
should have sand it like
Yeah.
well, so it's super smooth. Okay,
That's
okay.
probably what they did with their tables. So that's probably where, tablecloths originated.
Wow.
Yes! But yeah, so that's it. And then, like any other kids, Thalia saw a woman doing stuff with splinter and shit. So she asked again the woman like if she could try. And then shit happened. She got a splinter. She fell asleep and this one, like the dad was so much grief.
Oh. Did he also cover his heart with iron band?
No, no. But then instead of covering, he cannot stand the idea of burying his daughter. So, he placed her in a different house, in a different villa.
No, what do you call it? Mausoleum.
Yeah, exactly. So, she placed her there in his other estate. Yes, because they're so rich.
But without embalming her.
It did not
So
say anything.
technically, she stinks.
Could be.
If she's dead.
Could be. But yeah, it just says like she collapsed on the floor and,
Doesn't want to bury.
Yeah, he doesn't want to bury her.
Okay.
So she's there somewhere in a house. Probably someone disinfects her like on a daily basis or stuff. And sometime later, it did not say like, after 100 years or something.
Nothing like that.
So there's this king. So here comes a king. He was out hunting and he followed his bird, like his falcon, going to this house where Thalia is. And so he saw her. Yes. Love at first sight. Again. So he was overcome by her beauty.
When she's sleeping, like, is she like really, like, I don't know, like, some people when they sleep really deep, it sometimes the mouth is open.
Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't do that.
Well, it did not state here. Probably like, somebody
Do this.
did that.
Okay.
So they are, she slept like
Yeah, but well, if she's pretty when she's sleeping, probably her mouth is not open.
or if she's just pretty in general, regardless of how, if she's snoring or what. She's pretty.
or because maybe back then there's like less people only. So every time a king saw like one girl, I get horny,
Exactly. And speaking of horny, that's here comes the creepy part.
Okay.
So he was overcome by her beauty. He tried to wake her up, but then he failed. So the moment he touched her, here is like, here it says here. So he unsuccessfully woke her up, and then crying aloud, he beheld her charms and felt his blood course hotly through his veins. I don't know which vein, but he lifted her in his arms and carried her to a bed where he gathered the first fruits of love. So, in layman's term, he took advantage of her.
Yeah.
In layman's term, he raped her. So that's it. Afterwards, the meanest part is, afterwards, he leaves her on the bed and returns to his own city.
Ew! Necrophilia! Raper!
Yeah. And probably happened quite a lot of times because Thalia got pregnant.
Ew!
With the twins. So
Fucking creeper.
it's a boy and a girl. So
yeah, that's moon and sun.
yeah, that's Moon and Sun. But since she's still asleep, they didn't have a name yet. So
okay. So the kids are just there.
the kids are just there.
without name.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened here because she got pregnant and apparently had kids there.
Yeah, and then the kids are just there living and then sucking her milk.
Yeah. And one day, like, one of their kids, the girl, she can't find her breast, for milk.
Or maybe it's not producing milk anymore.
Yeah, so she's finding for another source.
Yeah.
And she found like
One of
her fingers. And she sucked the finger where the splinter was, removing the splinter. And that's the time when she woke up. So, she woke up and then she saw her kids. And,
oh shit, I'm already a mom.
Right? Like, you would freak out.
Yeah.
But here it says, like, she saw her kids and then she fell in love all of a sudden and named her, like, Sun and Moon. Like, what you said.
Well, maybe she can hear.
I don't know. She's probably on a coma.
Yeah, like, people in a coma, like, some of them, they can hear what's happening, right?
So, she's unconscious. So,
And then,
That's how she woke up. But the story that doesn't end there.
yeah.
Yes. So the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Because the king returned to find Thalia awake. So this probably happened a lot of times. He would go there, do shit, and when the need arise.
But he knows that she gave birth.
Yeah, probably because it says here like the king returned to Thalia's house, finding her already awake. And just nonchalantly said like, I'm the father of your kids.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I got you pregnant and things happened. So yeah, and they fell in love.
Well, she was groomed to.
That's true. And probably he's the first man she saw after.
Yeah. Like some, I don't know, some creatures, right? Like some creatures.
The first
thing
person
that you see.
It's like, yeah, that's the most perfect thing.
Yeah. Or
ever.
you should be loyal to them or something.
So they fell in love. But then, the king, being a king, is already married.
Yeah.
So,
technically, she accepted her fate as a mistress.
true.
Homewrecker girl!
Apparently, she is.
But she didn't know that. Like, unwillingly,
true.
she became a homewrecker.
Yeah. She's also a victim here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one night while the king was, with his original family, he called out the names of Thalia, Sun, and Moon. And, the queen heard it and said like, huh?
You are cheating.
Who's that?
You're cheating.
You're cheating.
You're cheating on me. Okay.
So the queen knew the king was she probably knew that the king was, sleeping around. But then this one's different because unconsciously
He called the name.
Yeah.
So this is different. This is real love now.
Yeah. So she felt threatened. So she called for the secretary of the king and like, spill the beans. Tell me about this side
Who is
chick.
Thalia?
Yes. Yes. So
Where's she living?
exactly. So she was like asking for details. And, you're just like a nobody in the kingdom being a secretary. She spilled the beans.
Well, she was probably forced to.
She was coerced. Yes. Like as if we lived there, no?
Yeah.
So this secretary was coerced. And what the queen did, she took the kids, sent her to the cook, and told the cook to, cook the kids. Cook them and then feed them to the king.
Cannibalism,
That's the queen's thing.
Yeah. They all have their own kink.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. And and luckily the cook got, he was like, poor kids. So
I will not do that.
no, he did not. What he did, he exchanged the kids for lambs, and that's what he cooked and hid the kids somewhere. And that's what they served the king. And then another time, the queen took Thalia and ordered that she be burnt on the fire in front of the public. But then Thalia said like, you know what? Can I just like remove my stuff before you burn me?
Yeah.
And like every piece of thing she has, she would like cry for help or something like, help me.
So
help
she's delaying
me.
it.
Yeah. Like
She's stalling,
Exactly. Yeah.
So she cried so loud.
True. And then the king heard her. It's like, what's happening here? And things like that. So
The king arrived.
And the queen was like, yeah, I'm burning her because she's your side chick.
Yeah, like, what's this?
What's this?
Why are
And
you cheating on me?
that's true. And apparently she has the right to do that.
She has power because
Yeah.
she's queen. Anyway.
That's true. And the king really doesn't have the the power to cancel out her power, like in chess.
She's the most powerful.
Yeah. So, and then, out of perhaps anger, she also told the king, like, and you know what? You ate your own kids.
Yeah.
Haha. And, like, try to mock him.
Yeah.
And with that, the king was so angry. So, like, he's just like out of his mind. And then he said, like, no, don't burn her. Burn her, the queen, and that, snitching secretary.
And everybody who helped her.
Yeah, and the cook. And then you know what? The cook said, like, hush stop. Not yet. You did.
Guatemala.
Hush stop. Like, not yet. You know what? You did not eat your kids though. I exchanged them for lamb, They're somewhere here. And so it was just the queen and the secretary who got burnt in somewhere. And Thalia and the king lived happily ever after with their kids. And the cook became the royal how do they call it? Chamberlain.
Okay, promoted.
He got promoted for protecting the kids.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story.
What can you say to that?
It's a lot.
It's disturbing.
It is very, compared to, the Grimm's brother.
Yeah.
This one is, it did not include fantasy, but this is probably, regular during that time.
It's like a regular thing back then.
Yeah, like happens, get burned. Oh, okay. So it's kind of disturbing in a way that she became pregnant without
going to the doctor.
without knowing it.
Yeah. Without doing like proper check. And also, how can the kid survive in her belly without taking
That's true.
nutrition?
True, like, the kids
She's not
would just
eating.
crawl around, look for milk. Can he not afford wet nurses to take care of the kids?
Hire some milking moms.
Yeah. So that's
Crazy.
probably that. But this one's like really crazy, like cooking kids.
Plot twist on a plot twist on a plot twist.
True. So that's it. And then here it says, the moral of the story, he who has luck may go to bed, and bliss will reign upon his head. Okay. Which I do not understand. If you do,
What's the connection?
I don't
If you have
understand.
a luck, you just go to bed. Okay.
And then bliss will reign on your head.
Is that because she was like sleeping? Is she considered lucky that she got pregnant without knowing it?
And taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So probably back then, since it's very, it's a very masculine thing back then. Like the women, they don't really have a lot of choice and power unless you're the queen or you're part of the higher ups. But
maybe when they say blessing there in the moral of the story, maybe they meant the kids, because back then there's less people and the more kids you have. They call it blessing, right?
I don't know.
I don't also know. Also, it's so hard to have, not really hard, but like it is hard for a kid to grow older, I would say, because
True.
of the sicknesses and stuff.
Oh, could be. Or maybe they just say like, she's just lucky because she just slept there and
She became home immediately without looking for a husband. Maybe.
that's true. But yeah, that's just if you understand the meaning of this, maybe
moral
you
story.
could tell us. But yeah.
It's not applicable anymore.
No, I don't.
During this time.
Perhaps that's why we cannot understand this.
Yeah.
True. Oh well. Anyway, it's just
So
our
that's it for
assumption.
today.
That's true.
We'll do another episode of this.
Yeah, if we find some more.
Interesting one.
Yeah, that's true. So,
Choose.
choose.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.